Welcome to our Model Moment Show. Where we got all sorts of food. Okay. The model boys always leave the show.
Hello, welcome to the first ever episode of Model Moments, here filmed in Belfast Boys Model School. I'm Ryan, and in today's episode we'll be having some wacky fun in the Model Women's Science Lab. Then we'll be seeing what our chefs are cooking up in the kitchen.
Thought you've been going to the gym.
Come on,
Sure.
one big strong man.
Go on.
And we will be also interviewing some very special guests.
Welcome to our Model Moment Show. Welcome to our Model.
But first, over to the scientists.
Science is the way to gain some traction. We are science and not again. Wait for the reaction to make some action. Science is the way to gain some traction. Now from toothpaste, we're on the case. We ain't got no kangaroos. We ain't got no kangaroos.
Hello, and welcome to Science Shenanigans. Today we will be talking about and learning how to make elephant's toothpaste.
Josh, what is elephant toothpaste? Can I brush my teeth with it?
No, silly. Elephant's toothpaste is a chemical reaction from hydrogen peroxide, a catalyst like yeast, and dish soap.
Hydrogen peroxide is a chemical compound found in bleaching agents and different disinfectants, also found in yeast, and dish soap is just dish soap.
Hydrogen peroxide rapidly decomposes into water and oxygen gas by the yeast.
The oxygen gas forms bubbles. The dish soap traps these bubbles, creating a foaming reaction which erupts. Hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, two hydrogen atoms and two oxygen atoms, breaks down into water, two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom, known as H2O.
An enzyme is a protein which acts as a biological catalyst which accelerates chemical reactions. The molecule upon which an enzyme may act is known as a substrate, and the enzyme converts the substrate into a different molecule known as a product. Just like toothpaste, which gives it heat because it's an exothermic reaction.
Wow, I never thought about it.
Well, let's go then.
First things first, safety goggles.
Peroxide.
Dish soap.
Food colouring.
A bottle.
Yeast.
Right, first dish soap.
Second, colouring. Food colouring.
Third, peroxide.
And lastly, yeast.
Duck and cover.
Oh no! This is a splint and we're gonna make it glue and we're gonna test for oxygen. So if it glues after we put it in, if it relights, there's oxygen. Okay? So
Wow. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope we see you next time on episode 2 of
Science Shenanigans. Welcome to our Model Moment Show. Welcome.
Wow, fascinating stuff. Who knew making elephant toothpaste could be so much fun? Remember, don't do that at home. Now over to the home ec department to see what our chefs are up to.
See what they're cooking. Eat sugar, yourself a bacon, crazy cooking.
Hello and welcome to Crazy Cooking. Today we're going to be making pancakes. I'll be doing this with my good friends Kai, Daniel and Joel, who's currently off the side making the ingredient list.
Not just any pancakes, fluffy American pancakes.
Why would we make them?
Because they're just fluffy. They're
Stop
better. They're
fighting!
better.
Everyone knows fluffy American pancakes are way better.
Thank you, Joel.
Well, since you're here now, what's the ingredients?
Now grab the bowl, and sift in 135 grams of plain flour. To make it extra fluffy, you use self-raising flour. Then add 1 tablespoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of caster sugar.
For your wet ingredients, you're gonna wanna grab a jug or a bowl and crack an egg into it. And then once you've done that, just whisk it up. Once you've whisked it up, you're gonna want to add 135 grams of milk, and then 2 tablespoons of melted butter.
Now pour your wet mixture into the flour and beat it until you have a smooth batter. Come on, Kay. I thought you've been going to the gym.
Come on.
Sure.
Come on, big strong man.
Go on. It's hard.
What do you mean it's
Right,
hard?
go on.
I thought you were working out.
Come on.
You landed.
Faster.
Well, here, see if you want to help me. I'll go
Nah,
for it.
Now
you've
you're
been
the
going to the
master
gym.
chef.
We're doing better with a whisk, with an electric whisk.
Thought you wanted to work out more. We're helping you.
What you saw it?
Yes, with the muscle work.
That looks good enough.
Right.
Done finally.
So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab a non-stick pan and put it on the hob.
The batter should be thick and let for 3 minutes for it to flip. Once you see it start forming bubbles, you flip it, then leave it for another 2 minutes.
This is a little bit boring. What should we do?
Anything but jokes. You want to go any faster here? Or?
You have to speed it up, Kai.
Go any
Give it
faster.
encouragement.
I'm wise enough to know you don't talk to a pancake.
Well, then why do I see Gordon Ramsay doing it all the time?
I mean, there's a good amount of bubbles there. You might want
Oh,
to attempt to flip.
I think it's safe to flip.
Yeah.
Wait, it looks ready, so it does.
Both sides should be golden and fluffy, which you've done very well. You can serve with lashes of butter, or as we're going to use syrup.
Well, then, who's going to be trying it?
You,
Why me?
because
I better not get
Bon
food
appetit.
poisoning from this.
bon appetit.
It's a bit crispier.
Well,
Do you like
10
it?
out of 10, honestly. It's really good.
we
You're a
go.
masterclass chef in all
Thank
reality.
you, Jack, thank you.
Thank you for joining us in Crazy Cooking today, and that's how you make pancakes fluffy again.
Those pancakes are delicious. Feel free to send some down to me. Now over to Belfast Beats, who are interviewing some boys model DJs.
They're so fire, hear them in the class. 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 Belfast Beats will take you off your feet. We're going to interview DJs from our local scenes. Sit back and enjoy the treat. Welcome to Belfast Beats. Today we'll be focusing on the city's up-and-coming music scene. Today we'll be interviewing DJs from the Boys Model. These mixers include Lewis and Marcus from Fusion, who are rapidly gaining popularity in the community.
Another one of our DJs, Leo McDowel, is also climbing his way to local fame.
All of these DJs are quickly carving their path into the music industry, with all of them performing at Teen Fest recently and creating their own tracks.
Thank you very much for coming in today, lads. What are you at?
All good, mate, all good.
Well, mate, always smiling.
Good,
All good myself.
Good.
What got you into DJing and why? We'll start with you, Marcus.
Mostly because of the school. They provided a GCSE for us to continue in music. Also, during break and lunch, you can come up and use the decks and
Practice. See, along them lines as well, mate. Me and Marcus have just grew a real passion for music. Honestly, it's one of the things we really, really love, and we can see ourselves definitely pushing ourselves in the future and hopefully making it out. But what we want to do, our dream to be a DJ.
What about you, Leo?
Just to add on to Marcus's point, the schools provided us with decks, brand new speakers along with the new decks also, and it's just incredible the amount of support we've gotten.
Always grateful, definitely.
100%.
Who inspired you to be DJs and how?
Well, the person who inspired me to be a DJ was my brother. He taught me from whenever I was 13, and he's rapidly influenced me into DJing, and he supported my journey all the way.
So for me personally, mate, I would say Shugs, Samaric, local legends, definitely a big influence on how we make music in the everyday, what we put into music. and how we will overall perform. I would just look up to them and say, are the inspirations for me personally, like I'm sure for Marcus as well.
Another one, a big one, is Cleve. He comes into a school and he's taught us taught us a lot. Like he's taught us how to make music, how to play the decks, like since we started our GCSEs in 4th year, but it's been amazing. Like.
You said Symmetric and Shugs. What's it like meeting them and performing with them on stage?
Brilliant, mate. Honestly, that and a whole nother level is a surreal feeling. Honestly, to meet the people you look up to, even going to the concerts with them, just being there in person. Like for example, whenever I met Shugs in person, Easons can say as well, I was like, are you real? Like, I couldn't believe it, honestly. It's overwhelming feeling, mate, definitely.
Just to touch up on what Lewis said, DJing along with Shugs down at Seaview was unreal. 1,000+ supporters there. It was some experience. So
one of the best days ever, honestly.
Definitely was.
Marcus, do you think this can be a future career path for you and why?
Definitely, because we're already off to a solid start. We've sold out venues to 1,000+ people, and just saying that just makes us want to grow even more.
DJing is really, really what I want to do. Honestly, I have a true passion. Words are never explain the love, honestly, for music. Just a career, everything you can get involved with, you can travel the world, and doing something you love is obviously the best thing you can possibly do.
Just to touch on what them two said, it's definitely a career that I would like to choose in, because I've already had a great turnout as I'm 16 already. I've also got influence around me, as Lewis was saying, abroad and all, and we've also got people to boost our talent and whatnot.
I know you have some tracks out. Can you tell us about how you made them and the process of making them?
Mate, I was making a track, and you boys, you can speak for hours and hours of listening to the same thing over and over and over and over again. And even the slightest wee thing, if you turn that down, it makes a big difference. And honestly, sometimes it can be a nuisance. But like you say, with tracks on, like the SoundCloud and all, we're actually planning to extend on like the YouTube and hopefully Spotify soon. But yeah, that's where you can find us, SoundCloud at the moment. Hopefully YouTube soon, and Spotify. Fusion music.
Making tracks is probably one of my best hobbies at the minute with my music career. It first started by my brother influencing me, but yes, my production since then has absolutely been incredible, so it has. It's also been supported by Tyler Jack, so it has, along with Sturdy Billy, who played one of my tracks over in a London show along with Hannah Lang.
Brilliant, mate. That's unreal. Didn't I know that? Very well done. That's class,
crazy.
Mate.
Must be surreal.
Oh, it's unreal feeling. Like whenever he sent me over the email of the clip he got of him playing the song in the big massive venue. I can't remember where it was in London, but it was massive venue, massive sound system, along with Hannah Lang up on stage with him. It was unreal.
Oh, feeling like no other, honestly.
What advice would you give to up and coming DJs?
I'd say probably start with making music first, start with a production, because it's not easy to DJ, but you get the hang of it quicker than you do than making tunes. So I'd obviously say start to make tunes and post it on social media, because that's where you go. DJing, you can just go up and do it whenever you want, but making music, that actually takes you somewhere in life, so definitely that.
Along them lines as well, even if you aren't interested in some music production, you could just straight go for the DJing. I know plenty of places that actually take on resident DJs, so even if you're not into making production or making your own tracks, you'll actually be put in there, and that could get you places along them lines. So
what styles of music are you into making?
The styles of music that I'm into making is mostly trance and dance. It's one of my favourite genres, one of my two favourite genres. It's just such an easy thing to make, and it's a good genre to listen to.
I'd say me and Marcus would be along the same lines, dance and trance.
Also a bit of reverse bass, but
yes.
Trance, we've grew up listening to trance, so...
What do you enjoy about DJing the most, and why? Starting with you, Leo.
What I enjoy the most about DJing is just the feeling you get whenever you're up on that there stage. Before you even go up, you're riddled with anxiety, the point where you're near, because it's exactly. But once you get up on that there stage, you hit the play button on that first track and you just hear the crowd roaring. It's just a feeling like no other.
The adrenaline?
The adrenaline, something else so it is.
Absolutely through the roof. It's a different feeling.
Like just the buzz you get from the crowd when you're DJing, it's just amazing. Like even see if you play your own tunes and they sing it back, it just means the world. Like even the own crowd singing their tune back, it's just unreal.
What's your favourite new school event that you've done?
I'd probably say the one for us would be Woodville because it's our home.
Definitely.
And that's where we first started, so definitely. Big show there, it was our dream to play at, so just playing there felt unreal because it's our homeland, do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Like he was saying there, our local community, our park where we were brought up and born, for our very first gig, that was just, never in a million years would we have ever thought that. That was only something we would have dreamed of. And to actually go on and do it, no words, 0 words.
Seaview would definitely be mine because I DJ'd alongside Shugs and the crowd was just unreal.
Even just getting the privileges at such a young age, like all us, to be able to play in places like this, like I said, I never would have thought in a million years I'd be performing in the park that I grew up in, I live in my local community.
Because I've talked about how excited you were. Does the feeling ever change?
Not with music, honestly.
No.
I've said it before and I'll say it again, I really live for music,
Right,
I really do.
we all do.
It's a feeling like no other. I've said it once again, I could not explain, couldn't put it into words. I could write an essay about it, like, but I couldn't put it into words. Like.
Thanks very much for your time, boys. Wish you the best in the future. Let's hand it back to round.
Welcome to our Model Moments show.
Oh, that's class, lads. Wish you the best in the future. You can check their music out on SoundCloud. Now over to Speaking Sports, interviewing Ballymena coach Jim Ervin.
Don't forget your shorts. No need to report. We've got news from all the courts.
My name's Brody and this is William and Boris and we're here with the Belfast boys model Speaking Sports and we're joined with ex-pupil Jim Ervin.
How are you? You all good?
Yep, all good.
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So how did you start falling in love with football?
Probably fell in love with football with my dad. My dad would have been a big Linfield and Rangers supporter and we went back and across, you know, to the Rangers games at such a young age. There's photographs of me as a young baby going across the Ibrox, going to Linfield games. And growing up, just always had a football top on, always had a ball at my feet. I'm from the Glencairn estate, which is the top of the Shankill Road, so like I said, there wasn't a lot to do, but back then you just wanted to play football, you know, and we had it was one of those ones that your school friends were your friends outside, and just always used to meet up, play outside, and you know, it was different back then to what it is now. There was no mobile phones or anything like that, so when you went out in the afternoon from school, you probably didn't come back in until it got dark. But there was never any hassle, it was all pretty good fun. Like I say, I always had a ball at my feet.
What was life like in England whenever you played for Nottingham Forest?
That's when things probably changed for me, and you know, like I say, and I've said this before too, that I'd only just turned 16 years of age. I just left school at the end of June and I moved to Nottingham on the 4th of July. First time really away from home without my parents. Anytime I'd been away, I was away on a holiday with them, but going away, I was lucky enough that there was 4 of us moved away together from Belfast. We all knew each other before we moved over. So that kind of helped us settle in, but you're in a different city, you're in a different country, you didn't really know what to expect. It was like you were in a day in the life of a footballer then. You were waking up in the mornings, you were going to training, you were there all day, you were coming back in the evenings, you were having your dinner, you were resting, and then that was just repeat. You know, you were doing that 5-6 days a week. And then you had your Sunday, which was your day off, but it was pretty intimidating because, like I say, 16 years of age, you're being away. We stayed in a it's what they call a digs. So basically, if you could imagine, it's a semi-detached house, but it's all in one. There's 26 young boys sort of living here, and you've got your own room and you've got your own sink and stuff like that. So it was very good. I grew up very, very quickly when I moved away, and you know, I know it's not for everybody, but I sort of embraced it, and I grew up quite a bit, and I grew up very young, and that helped me then whenever I get into my adult life.
Just about them nerves, do you think that affected performance? Like, did it help, or did it make you more nervous on the pitch?
There was a big difference when I moved across to England to what I ever experienced here in Belfast playing for St Andrews. We trained 1 night a week. We maybe had the Belfast schools team 1 night a week, where when we moved to Nottingham, it was every day. You know, so it was 4 or 5 hours a day you were training. You were training in the morning for 2 hours, in the afternoon for 2 hours with a gym session. It was a massive shock to the body and a massive shock to what I was used to. I used to think I was fit when I was back here, but when you go across to those boys and see what they were doing on a daily basis for months previous, I was nowhere near fit enough, so I had to work extra hard. It took time to get used to, but once you get into that frame of mind and you get into that sort of routine, it became a lot easier, but it was very, very difficult. Nerves, probably not so much nervous because you were such a young age, you just tried to embrace it. It was probably more so when you got to your late teens, early 20s that you started sort of getting that nervous when you were involved in football that kind of meant something. Back then at Nottingham Forest, it was all about academy football, it was about development, it wasn't mainly about results, it was just about how your individual development was.
What was your best moment as a player during football?
Best moment as a player would have been the clean sweep. So the clean sweep was we were entered into 4 trophies. So it was the 3 domestic trophies, the County Antrim Shield, the CIS Cup, the League, Irish Cup, and then obviously the All Ireland Cup, which was incredible. And we'd been through the season unbeaten until we'd won the league, and I think we lost 2 league games. But that on top of the Santander Cup at the time, which was the All Ireland, beating Shelburne in their own backyard. So that would probably be the highlight of my career, would be winning the clean sweep, because I find myself very fortunate to win the trophies that I've won. There's a lot more better players that have played Irish League than what I was, but they maybe don't have the medals that I was fortunate enough to win, and I find it was myself very, very fortunate to play in a really successful Linfield team. But the clean sweep would have been the real highlight of my career.
How important is your football team to the community?
It's massive. You know, the one thing that whenever I went into Ballymena as a player, I found it very, very quickly of how much of a community town it is. You know, and when Ballymena are going really well as a football club, the town comes out to support it immensely, and we've seen that over the last 2 years with some of the runs that we've been on, and when we needed the most for the playoff game, that the place was packed. But it also, you know, it gives joy back to not just sort of that community, but any community and anybody that's affiliated with a football club. I think that some of our players don't realise that, you know, a lot of people in Ballymena, their get out from their weekly is going to watch Ballymena United, and you can make or break someone's weekend or make or break someone's week depending on how your result is. So I think it's important that we as players, managers and coaching staff, that we always go out and strive that whenever we're taking part in a game that, you know, that affiliates Ballymena, we give it absolutely everything we can, because we don't just represent ourselves, we represent the club, but we also represent the town and the community, and it's important to try and give them something back.
Do you think the crowd, the community behind the team helps the players?
Definitely, because as a player I can remember, you know, whenever there was a much bigger crowd at games, it gave you that more of a buzz, it gave you that more of a lift. The adrenaline then rushed the whole way through your body, and it always give you that extra 1 to 2%, which then if you get that more often than not with at least half of your team, it's always going to encourage and it's always going to help. So we've been on record the last 2 years saying that, you know, it's very, very important that we get as many people in at the showgrounds as we possibly can, because it gives everybody a lift. You know, when things are going wrong and you have someone shouting encouragement, it's a lot better than someone shouting encouragement and criticising you. So it's important that you have that fan base behind you.
No, thank you for coming in. Good luck for the upcoming season.
Thank you.
What an inspiration to see people from Boys Model succeed. Good luck, Ballymena United. Now over to Champions Chat, joined by the legend Carl Frampton.
Hello and welcome to Champion Chats with me, Jonah.
Me, Josh. Me, Alex.
And me, Boris.
And today we have the distinctive pleasure of chatting with a Belfast boxing legend, the one and only Carl Frampton, the Jackal.
From his early days in North Belfast, becoming a 2-weight champion, Carl's journey is a testament to dedication, his skills, his heart and his personality. He is also known for his fierce performances in the ring.
Carl has captured the hearts of fans worldwide. As he reflects on his remarkable career, here he defines the ups and downs. Please welcome Carl Frampton.
Thanks for having me.
Carl, you grew up only a couple of miles from where we are standing right now in North Belfast. Do you have any memories growing up in your area and in Belfast in general?
Plenty of memories, I grew up down the road, Tigers Bay. There was a lot of people actually from that area went up to school, and it was probably one of the options for me. Strange, a lot of people went to Glengormley as well, which is a bit further out, but I went to Glengormley, but I had loads of friends and stuff that went to this school.
Did your school life ever stop you from chasing your ambitions of becoming a boxer?
No, not really. The school were actually pretty helpful. I remember around the time where I was sitting my GCSEs, I was to go to the European schoolboys, and they'd worked it out with an education board that I could sit the GCSE when I came back. I had to do it on my own, which wasn't nice, but it allowed me to travel to, was Italy I think they were in. I've done all right, I think I got a silver medal. But no, the school, it was a good balance. I had a decent balance, and I think education is very, very important. Maybe could have put a little bit more effort into my education, and it's a regret of mine, to be honest. But I had the right balance.
When you were our age, did you know you could have a successful career in boxing?
I hoped at your age that I was going to have a successful career, but I didn't know. But yeah, when I was your age, I was good, and talent gets you so far. But then when I got a little bit older, I had a few bad years when I was around 16, 17. Just maybe messing about a bit too much and not living the life of an athlete. And I had a few years where guys were beating me that shouldn't have been beating me. So from that point on, that's when I kind of made the decision. I'm gonna give this a proper go and get the head down, and yeah, and I done all right.
Did your family support your boxing career?
Yeah, they did. Family supported it. And even friends and family in the community as well, even around the area where I'm from, they all supported me because they seen that there was a bit of potential in me and I could maybe do well. And I had support from, yeah, my family, friends, but right across the local community as well.
That's what I like to hear.
Did you have any breakthroughs in your boxing career, and if you did, what were they?
There was a breakthrough when, we kind of touched on it there a wee bit, but when I think it was maybe 18, and I lost to a guy in the Irish Championships, a guy called Kevin Fantasy. Kevin was a friend of mine, and he wasn't a bad boxer, but in my head, like, I had all these dreams and aspirations of being a world champion. And I thought, if I'm losing to Kevin, it's probably not going to happen. But I spoke to, well, it was my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, my old coach, Billy McKay, my parents, and I realised that I wasn't training properly and I wasn't living the life. I was training maybe in and out of the gym and doing a bit of drinking on the weekends and silly stuff and messing about, and I decided from that point on I was going to have a proper go and live the proper life, and I'd done that, and a year later I drew Kevin in the quarterfinals of the Irish Championships again, and when I was properly prepared and in the right shape, I stopped him his corner through the talon in the second round. So for me, that was a big kind of light bulb moment, like, if I give this a proper effort, then I could maybe do something. So that was probably the biggest moment, like, in terms of breakthrough for me, yeah.
Where did the name Jackal come from?
My mate called me it. So my nickname in school used to be Carlos. You maybe not have heard of Carlos the Jackal. And that was I remember my manager at the time, when I turned professional, Barry McGuigan, he says you kind of need a nickname. There was a few floating about, and I said, what about the Jackal? And he liked it, and that was it.
Who was your inspiration, and what impact did they have on you?
My inspiration, I had loads of different inspirations, but probably the main one was Wayne McCulloch at the time. And Wayne's only from up the road. He probably went to a school, I'm not sure. He's from Woodville, I think, but Wayne, when I was a kid, was in his pump, and he was a world champion. He went away to Japan and won the world title. No one does that. No one travels that far. I think he's the only British and Irish fighter actually still to this day to win a world title in Japan. So he was in his pump and he was fighting. I mean, he fought Prince Nassim. He fought a guy called Eric Morales, a guy called Daniel Zaragoza. These are all guys that are Hall of Famers, Hall of Fame boxers. So Wayne was a massive inspiration to me.
What was your proudest moment in boxing?
Hard to pick one. I mean, obviously when you win your first world title, that was the dream from when I was a kid. So that was a proud moment for me. Becoming the first 2-weight world champion, that was another proud moment. But I think the proudest, I got, the year I won the second weight world title, I got voted Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year. And for that, I'm not saying I was the best fighter in the world that year, but I had the best year in terms of my wins, so that was a proud moment.
It must have been absolutely surreal.
No, it was amazing.
Was it a hard match in terms of
Oh, well, the second fight, so there's a guy called Leo Santa Cruz, I beat in New York. And it was a really hard fight. I knew it was going to be a hard fight anyway. Leo's like renowned for his work rate and his output, extremely fit, throws way more than 1,000 punches a fight.
Flip.
So he's on you constantly, doesn't give you a second. But I done well and yeah, I beat him.
I mean, you give what it takes to beat him, so...
That's it, mate.
You know what I mean?
Right, well, Leo, it seems that Carl is offering you a rematch. If you want to do that, that'll be carnage.
Well, we've had two now, so we've had two fights. I beat Leo the first time, he beat me the second time. But two good fights and two close fights, so there should have been a third.
Okay.
But Leo didn't fancy it.
Okay, too scared. So anyway, was it difficult to know when to retire, and do you ever miss boxing now that you obviously are retired?
No, it wasn't. Going into my last fight, the plan was to win it and then retire. And I hadn't really, I told my family and the people around me knew that, but I think it's when you're talking about retirement going into a fight, it's a bit negative, isn't it? So people didn't really know, but I knew. And I had my last fight, didn't win, and I retired anyway. So it wasn't difficult for me, to be honest. I was looking out the last few years and I was missing my kids, young kids growing up, and I'm away in training camps and stuff, and I felt like I'd achieved more than I ever thought I was going to achieve at the very start. So I was happy enough to retire. And do I miss it? I get asked that question pretty much every day, and no is the answer. I don't miss it at all.
Well, you definitely are still a boxing legend here in Belfast.
Thanks, mate.
Do you feel the pressure to be a role model for young boys and girls?
I don't feel the pressure. No, there's no pressure. I just think that, I think if you're in a position, if you want to call it a position of influence, you should give a bit back. You should help the kind of younger generations coming behind you.
What are you doing now? Like, any ambitions for the future?
My ambition for the future really is just to be happy. I spent most of my time away from my wife and kids and missed a lot of my own kids growing up. I'm commentating as well on the TV, and that's one of the reasons why I don't miss boxing, because I'm still around and involved in the big fights without having to do any of the hard stuff.
What job would you do if you didn't become a boxer?
I've no idea. I thought about joining the army at a stage when I was about 18, 19, just that period when the boxing wasn't going great for me. So I thought about that. I also thought about, I'd probably been a trade of some sort, a joiner or a bricklayer, maybe a spark, something like that. I don't even know if I had the brains to be a spark, to be honest, but some sort of manual labour, probably.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of being famous?
Well, I don't know even famous. I don't like that word, famous. Advantages, sometimes people look after you and you go into restaurants and you maybe get the odd free meal or something. I mean, people are nice to me. I very rarely have had any sort of grief. I'd say, and most of the time it doesn't really happen, but if you're ever out with your kids or your family and you're having a meal or whatever, someone might ask for a photograph and you don't mind taking it, but I prefer if they waited until the meal was finished.
If you wouldn't call yourself famous, what would you call yourself?
I don't know. I don't like that word, famous. Celebrity, that's a horrible word. Don't like that one especially.
Well known?
Well known, no, that'll do.
Well, thank you very much, Carl, for sitting down and chatting with us today and sharing your insights.
Yeah, well listen, lads, thanks very much.
We want to pass it back to Ryan now.
Welcome to our Model Moments show, where we got all sorts of the model boys always leave the show. Yeah, we'll get suits back on the. Yeah, we'll get suits back on the news.
Interesting, I never knew I'd tied up in the jackal. Now sadly, it's time to end our programme. I want to give a very big special thank you to all our special guests, and also thank you for letting us ruin your departments, home ec, PE, music and science. Thank you Dean, and thank you Northern Visions, thank you Jasmine, thank you Miss Wedge, and thank you Creative Skills. And of course, a massive thank you to you, the viewer, for watching. Tune in next time. Bye.
Welcome to our Model Moments.